Hey guys, it's Koo, and I did an Instagram survey earlier, and a lot of my followers are interested in hearing about my birth control experience. So to start off, I'm 24 years old and I've been on the same birth control since I've been 18, which is the Nuvaring. It was not my first experience with birth control. The first one I tried was the pill. Don't ask me which one, but I was on it for about 2 months and I was bleeding for about 2 months. So I told the doctor, I don't think I'm that responsible yet. With the pill, you have to take it at the same time every day, which means you have to wake up at the same time every day. I'm a shaker and a mover, so when business calls, that's when I'm up, and it's usually not the same time every day. So I was introduced to the Nuvaring, and the Nuvaring did well by me. Before I started birth control, I didn't have any crazy menstrual, experiences. I mean, maybe like twice a year I would have really, really bad cramps, like almost debilitating, can't get out of the bed, but was nothing like normal. I really just got on birth control because didn't want to get pregnant. And yeah, I know people are like, oh my god, well, you can wear condoms. Yes, women can wear condoms, or have your partner wear a condom, or whatever the case is. But I have the same girl excuse. I'm allergic to latex. Yes, I actually am allergic to latex. But honestly, I don't know if it's the latex or if it's the lubricant that they use to, keep the condom moist. Whatever, I didn't like it. It was uncomfortable. I could say though, the only condom I did like was like the Magnum Thins, but they only sold those in Walmart for a decent price, and I didn't have time to be running back and forth to Walmart. But anywho, so I was on the Nuvaring for the last 6 years, and to describe the Nuvaring, it's basically like the size of a ponytail holder. It's like made of like a flexible mid-firmish plastic, I would say, and you put it in your vagina. It's not like the implants like a Mirena or anything. Like, you literally stick the Nuvaring in your vagina with your fingers. You can have the doctor do it, but there's no reason that you need to go to the doctor every 21 days so they can put your birth control in. So I did it myself. When I first started the Nuvaring, obviously because I was conscious that something was in my vagina, yeah, it's like you could feel it when you put it in, but as you get comfortable, 2-3 minutes later, it kind of like forms into your vaginal walls. And no, your Nuvaring's not gonna fall out, because hopefully you have vaginal walls, which all of us should. So I didn't really feel it when I wasn't conscious of it. You don't know it's there. It doesn't move around. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't make you cramp. I don't feel it when I have sex. I'm not sure if a male could feel it. No, it's never gotten pulled out while I was having sex. It was sitting quite comfortably in the back wall somewhere up there. Your vagina is only 6 inches deep, or it should be 6 inches deep, so no, your Nuvaring's not gonna get lost. There's nowhere for it to really go. So as far as comfortability, I was fine. Comparing using the Nuvaring to not being on it now after so long, I could say that the Nuvaring really helped my skin. It regulated my period, and even though I'm not on the Nuvaring now, I've been off of it for 2 months, my period is still in accordance to how it was with the Nuvaring. So when you insert the Nuvaring, you keep it in for 21 days, you take it out for 7. Now, the day that you take it out is not always necessarily the day that you get your period. So for example, and you take it out the same, like every 21 days, right? So it's usually always the same day you take it out is the day you put it back in. So, the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, so if I put it in on a Sunday, this is just how my body worked with the Nuvaring. I will put it in on Sunday. By Wednesday, I'll get like a little crampy-ish. Thursday my period come down, I'll have it for a few days, and then Sunday I pop it right back in. And just because you pop it right back in 7 days later doesn't mean you're not gonna spot or anything. But since I've been on it for so long, my body was just used to bam bam bam, like kapow. But anywho, so my period cramping, I mean, after 6 years I don't really get cramps. After 6 years and taking it out, listen, yeah, so my decision to take my birth control out and stop for a while, you know, was really just to give my body a rest. Nothing crazy was going on. One thing that I could say I was a little worried about is before I was on my birth control, I would get my period for like a straight 7 to 10 days. As in, my period's heavy for 7 days and maybe trailing off for the next couple of days. After being on the birth control for 6 years, I could say that my period was maybe heavy for 1 or 2 days, and then the next couple of days is like, is it here or is it not? Is it here or is it not? With the Nuvaring, I did have premenstrual symptoms, but it was like the week before my period, I wouldn't really have an appetite. So it was nothing bad. Like I said before, I feel like the Nuvaring being on birth control cleared up my skin. But the negative effects that the birth control did have is, like I said, which I think is negative only because it's not natural, is that my period was lighter. And to be honest with you, it's hard for me to be sexually aroused. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. Like, it got to the point where I was in the doctor's office like, doctor, I think something is wrong with me. Like, I think I need estrogen pills. I think it's like I'm having a psychological issue when it comes to sex, because it's like I can't, like, my mind doesn't get me there, you know? She said, cool, it's fine. It's because you're on birth control. That's the point. It's to lower the hormones. I just didn't think that years later this was the type of symptoms that I'd be having. So let's fast forward to now. Since I've been off of my birth control, my periods are still regular. My periods have become heavier during the 7-day cycle, but nothing overwhelming. The first month after I took my birth control out, I noticed myself getting a bit nauseous around the time of my period. And I'm just like a nauseous person in general. Like, I have so many issues. I have light sensitivity issues. So like, if it's too bright, I start to get a headache, and the headache will turn into like tension and make me feel sick, whatever. But the period symptoms were, I started getting nauseous and I had no appetite. This month though was on some whole other crazy shit. So I was doing a video shoot the day before I was getting my period, and I wasn't keeping track because, like I said, I don't know if my period will switch up as time goes on from not being on the birth control. So I mean, I'm not really sweating it about when it does or does not come. So it was the night before, and I was on the video shoot. Oh yes, it was the 5th of July. So the 4th of July, I like ate a lot of beef and hamburgers and hot dogs and steak and all of that. The next day I didn't really eat much, which is the 5th of July. I had a video shoot not too far away from home, and the last thing I could remember drinking was probably some kombucha, maybe 11 o'clock at night. You guys, between maybe 1:30 that morning and 7 a.m. I had to throw up like 9 times. Like, I was really worried, to the point where I thought I had food poisoning from, you know, eating something on set, or like whoever eating somebody contaminated something. I thought I had food poisoning. Then I'm like, I need to go to the hospital, because when I say I was puking, like I was throwing up, like it was disgusting. Like really disgusting. I was weak. I was throwing up. I couldn't even keep down liquids after 7 or 8 hours after throwing up. I didn't really want to get out of bed. I just couldn't do anything. It was really debilitating. My stomach was hurting, obviously. It's to the point where I was basically throwing up bile. And to be honest, I really haven't been the same since the 5th of July. I'm really not even sure what today is. Sorry. It's July 17th. And I lost like 6 pounds. Now, I don't know if I lost like 6 pounds because I was throwing up, or I lost like 6 pounds because I was off the birth control. And one of my close friends, Tay, she told me, you know, cool, it could be symptoms from you not being on the birth control anymore and your body is like regulating itself. Anybody who knows me knows I've pretty much been skinny for the majority of my life. And when I say skinny, I'm 5'4", so the majority of my adulthood I have fluctuated between 113 pounds and maybe 121 pounds. And before the last 2 weeks, like last month, I was like 155 pounds. I'm currently like 146, and I really haven't been eating regular for the last 2 weeks. I don't really have much of an appetite, so I don't know if my body is going back to the way it was. I'm highly functioning. I don't eat much. I snack a lot. A disclaimer though is I was eating a lot when I was on the birth control, but I don't think it was only from the birth control. I was also on steroids for my allergies, so I was taking a Pro Air pump because my allergies are so bad that they make my nasal passage and my throat like inflamed and swell up. They had me on some promethazine, and then I went back for a prescription and they were like, no bitch, it was your allergies, so they put me on a pump. And I was also taking prenatal vitamins. So for anybody who knows me, I used to work for PSE&G as a meter reader, and I used to walk 8 hours a day, so I was like frail looking almost. So I went to the doctor. I'm like, I need to gain weight, but regular vitamins make me sick. So the doctor prescribed me Strobite, which is a prenatal vitamin. And so between the steroids, the birth control, and the prenatal vitamins, I was like packing on weight. Like, I did change my diet. I was exercising. I was like only eating like whole wheat pasta, brown rice. I was eating a lot of vegetables. I'm not really a soda or juice person. I really like coconut water or kombucha. And it's like, even as I was eating healthy, I was not losing weight, you know. Well, so other than that, I'm losing weight probably because I'm not on the birth control. I'm currently back to like trying to be active and stuff. I'm still a little worried about like how I was throwing up the other day, and like people are convinced that I'm pregnant. People like my nieces and my best friends and my mother even had the nerve to say, well, maybe you should take a pregnancy test. And I was like, oh shit, did she just say that and kind of almost sounded okay with it? So I'm gonna take a pregnancy test right now, and I'll be right back. So, according to these 2 pregnancy tests that are from the dollar store, Dollar General to be particular, because they're really friggin' accurate and they're only $1, I am not pregnant, motherfuckers. I told y'all I wasn't pregnant. I'm like, well, why would y'all be wishing that on me right now? God is not ready to take care of my kids yet, okay? So I'm not pregnant. My body's just acting really weird since I've been on this birth control for 6 years and I've only been off of it for 2 months. So I guess my body is adjusting. Hopefully I don't keep having these premenstrual symptoms where I'm like puking all over the place and can't get out of bed and feeling like I'm pregnant when I'm really not. So the pull-out method is working, just in case anybody wanted to know. Okay, see ya.